Tennessee now in a rush to recover nearly $2 million that a state audit found was mishandled while paying out unemployment benefits last year.
They say thieves used stolen identities to claim much of this money, leaving some victims wondering if they'll be the ones to foot the bill. News Channel 5 investigative reporter Levi Ismail took our questions to the state's commissioner in an exclusive interview.
What did he have to say, Levi?
Well, Commissioner McCord was quick to say that $1.9 million really just pales in comparison to the billions of dollars that they spent on trying to get the unemployment benefits out there as soon as possible. Now, problem is, some say even a small amount in the wrong hands can make a big difference.
Per U.S. Department of Labor and Regulations.
It's the letter you can expect.
I'm reading the exact letter that I received.
When you've applied for unemployment in Tennessee, but haven't done the work of actually searching for a job.
It makes me mad all over again.
She's asked us to keep her identity a secret because the letter may have her name, but it's really someone else's problem. Or so she hopes.
I called them, said, why? I've not filed for unemployment, nor have I been unemployed.
To make matters worse, sounds like they were making more money than her. If not for the letters sent to her by mistake, she would have had no idea thieves used her identity and were still trying to get benefits. The appeal was made by the folks who were pretending to be you.
Yes.
So instead of these thieves hopping on the call and pretending to be her, she called instead.
Had to raise my right hand and swear under oath that I was going to tell the truth. I'm on the phone. Really?
Swearing on a Bible or whatever the case may be over the phone doesn't make a lot of sense, and that's not how the process works or should work.
State Labor Commissioner Jeff McCord says it's far more sophisticated than that. They still require 2 forms of ID, but he couldn't elaborate on why this was any different.
We know we need to get better.
A state audit published this week showed how the Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development mishandled paying $1.9 million in benefits over a year.
$1.9 million is a lot of money. Context-wise, $4.5 billion.
But the fact that the audit showed that some were paid unemployment even though they couldn't pass the ID test is what infuriates people like Leslie Albert, especially after learning more than $400,000 was paid to those using identities of dead people.
It all could have been eliminated completely.
In 15 months, she applied for unemployment and reported someone using her identity before she finally settled the matter. Meanwhile, the real thieves were paid.
To me, it tells of a system that's broken.
There's no telling how much the thieves stole from these two, but they say the real question is simple.
Who's going to pay that back when it comes up?
But if somebody's identity's been stolen, they're not going to be responsible for funds going for overpayments, that's for sure.
As for where we go from here, we asked McCord what he plans to do about the state's vendor Geographic Solutions, which is at the heart of many of the processing issues. The question is, why are we still working with them?
Well, once again, contracts. We are looking to, with what other vendors are out there, how can we improve if those improvements don't get made?
Do you feel like they're doing enough to protect people like yourself?
They're not. They're rubber stamping anything that comes across their desk. Meanwhile, there are people out there who actually need it that aren't getting it.
Now, McCord says they're working with Vital Records to make sure they do a better job of cross-checking Social Security numbers. He says they're also working to reopen their job centers so people can identify or verify their identities in person. Now, the woman whose identity we concealed, she says that she's still waiting to get an answer from the state as to whether or not they believe her in this situation, and it seems like she might be waiting a while.
That's unfortunate.
Keep following it.
Absolutely.
Always. Thanks, Levi.